Tonight, I'm very honored. I was asked by some business leaders to give my thoughts on the qualities of a good leader. And geez, I was very honored that they would even ask me. It was a community leader, a business leader, an educator would ask me to talk to their group of individuals that they work with. Some are educators, business people, and volunteers. And they talked about and asked me about my experience in leadership roles. I was a high school and college basketball captain. I was a school administrator for a number of years, associate superintendent, principal taught at the university. Also, I did a lot of work in the community. I chaired a hospital board. I was on the board of directors for the Duquesne School Board appointed by Governor Tom Ridge. Um, I was the chairman of Urban Youth Action, organization in Pittsburgh. Also, I was one of 13 people who helped engineer and write the new home rule charter for Allegheny County. So, and they wanted to know, also the president of North Hills NAACP for 14 years, and they wanted to know what type of exemplary qualities that I have. I think I was a pretty good leader. And they asked me some of the things when I talk to the people. And I want to welcome the 50 or 60 people on the call tonight and hear what I have to say about leadership. Not that my opinion is the only opinion, but some of the things I see is that I think is a good leader. And I'll talk about those. And afterwards, what I would like from you, any feedback in written, or give me a call, 623-734-0128, and let me know if some of those qualities I talked about was the same that you thought about. So if you would give me a few minutes, I'm not going to take up much of your time. I'm going to talk about some of those leadership qualities that I think are inevitable in all great leaders. Not saying I was a great leader, but I think I did some things right. First of all, honesty. As administrator, being honest is just a caveat that you want to go into a leader organization with. You know, people could spot if you're not honest, and it really creates a lot of day-to-day problems or just internal problems when people feel that, hey, Bob Pipkin is not an honest individual. Also, we don't talk about integrity. You got to have integrity, and that's the downfall of many leaders, not being integritous. And I'm gonna tell you something, folks. People automatically can know whether you are an integritous person. And so I've made some mistakes, but I always thought integrity was very valuable in any organization, whether it's an education organization, business, or community organization. Fairness, being fair. A lot of times we get disgusted or angry at other people, and we throw fairness out of the window. But being fair, it may not, come back to make you feel good at this particular juncture. But being fair, eventually people understand. It gets around. They may not like your decision, as long as it's a fair decision. I think that's really important. Understanding that things happen in the organization. Understanding, say somebody you want to be and work on time, they get in an accident, or somebody in their family's ill. Things like that. You have to be, I'm not saying if it goes on over and over, but have an understanding about what people go through and understand their wants, understand their hurts and their need. Visionary. Most great business leaders like a Billy Gates, Warren Buffett, they were visionary. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, they're visionary. You have to have a vision. What they say, people without a vision will perish. But I'm telling you, being a great leader, having a visionary for your organization, your education organization, or your community organization, positive. Folks, having a positive attitude. A negative attitude is not going to get you far. A positive attitude may not win over everybody. But if people know you, hey, Bob is positive, his attitude is good, he keeps a positive attitude, he want to make a difference in the lives of others, that is imperative. So I'm telling you, that positive attitude, look successful and dress successful. I talk about this all the time. The first thing, if you're doing a presentation, especially sometimes people look at it, or your shoes shine. Is this suit impeccable? How does he carry himself? Is his shirt starched? And I'm not saying that's going to be, but that's what I believe in a good leader, is looking the part. You're being a presentable fashion to others. That, like I said, you don't have to have $1,000 suit on, but make sure it's pressed and looks good. Never make assumptions about people. Sometimes we make assumptions of the way people look, what they say, but you never know what type of day those individuals are having. So don't make assumptions about others. And this is important for us to grow. And sometimes people make assumptions and they're wrong, and they're not in right and keeping up with the good leadership qualities. Also, know your strengths and your weaknesses. Some of the things that I did when I chaired a hospital board, my weakness is that I listen to the individuals that were talking. Did I take in, did I make a methodical decision? Those are some of the things. And sometimes, my weaknesses, I always want to answer somebody's question. I never took time maybe to think about it. I always want to feel I had to be in charge. No, sometimes if you listen to others and understand what they're saying, and a lot of people never think about their weakness and their strength. I remember as being a school principal, and we used to meet with the union once a week, and they would say things that I didn't like, but they were absolutely right. I needed to make a change, and it was hard to sometimes understand that you're wrong, but they were right. And so look at your strengths and your weaknesses. See the whole picture. A lot of time we see an eighth of the picture, but look at the whole picture before you make a decision sometime. And you know what? And just, is it somebody I know that they make methodical decisions, and that's so important. So I would tell anybody, think about weighing on your decision. See the whole picture. Recognize the good of others. I'm a firm believer. There's good in everybody. And not everybody, they're going to have bad days and you're going to have bad days. I have bad days. But what I try to do is recognize the good. If there's a weakness or there's some fallacies in that person, how could I work with and help them get to the next level? Folks, be consistent in what you do. You can't treat this person different and this person different. I know they may be different people, but be consistent in what you do. If you have somebody that's late all the time, you let them slide. Other person comes in, you chastise them, you write them up. You got to be consistent in what you do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to not take a lot of more time, but I just give you a few elements, I think, of leadership and motivation. This session is, as you know, is called leadership. And again, I'm just very honored that these individuals are looking to me and ask me to do something on leadership, which, a lot of times I'm my own biggest critic. What leadership qualities do I have to give others? But I'm hoping that tonight, for you, that what I gather was over 50 people on this call and video. So give me a call or just email me some information back. Say, hey, Bob, it was a great job. It was a horrendous job. You didn't feel my needs, but I want to know, maybe I can come back and talk about some other things in reference to what takes place in reference to leader. Thank you very much and have a great evening. Bye.